As seen previously in episode 2 of our Thrawn series detailing his war against the New Republic, the Chiss's journey to Wayland couldn't have been more successful. His discovery of Emperor Palpatine's secret facilities within Mount Tantiss provided Thrawn with an alliance with a powerful clone Jedi Master named Joruus C'baoth. Thrawn therefore gained the Force abilities of C'baoth for himself, which included the strategically valuable power of battle meditation, allowing him to coordinate his attacks with incredible precision. Thrawn also gained access to the Sparti clone cylinders within Mount Tantiss, allowing him to begin the production of an army of clones. And because of his research into the Ysalamiri, who could cut off the clones' connection to the Force, the Sparti clone facilities could produce an adult clone in as little as 15 to 21 days. Having gained the abilities of C'baoth and turned Mount Tantiss into an active Imperial military facility producing thousands of clones, Thrawn ordered the shipyards of the Imperial Remnant to begin expanding production for his newly created army. With these achievements, Thrawn was ready to unleash his new war machine against the New Republic. Thrawn set his sights on the Sluis sector of the galaxy, and more specifically, the New Republic shipyards at Sluis Van. The motivation to hit Sluis Van was simple. His cloning facilities were producing clones faster than the Empire's shipyards were producing warships. Thus, instead of decimating the New Republic's forces at the shipyards, Thrawn wanted to capture as many of them as possible, and luckily for him, there were more than 100 capital ships for Thrawn to ensnare within his trap and add to his own expanding fleet. But before he could directly assault the Sluis Van shipyards, the Grand Admiral planned a series of hidden fate attacks and other plans in preparation of the larger operation at Sluis Van. First, Thrawn led a task force consisting of 5 ships to attack the planet of Bpfassh. At the same time, Thrawn utilized C'baoth's battle meditation abilities to attack 2 other nearby star systems as well. Thrawn's goal at Bpfassh was to deliver as much damage as possible to the New Republic forces and spread fear within his enemy. This in turn would lure the New Republic defense fleet towards these star systems and away from Sluis Van. Thrawn's attack on Bpfassh accomplished these goals entirely. In the brief attack alone, Thrawn destroyed the planet's orbital defense platform and several New Republic ships, leaving hundreds dead. Most importantly, the New Republic was forced to waste resources by sending reinforcements to a system that Thrawn had no further need to visit. With the Battle of Bpfassh having gone their way, Thrawn ordered all 3 Imperial attack forces to withdraw to the predetermined rendezvous point to plan the next preliminary stage leading into their end goal of Sluis Van. The next part of Thrawn's plan involved raiding the mining operation present at the planet of Niklon, which at the time was overseen by Lando Calrissian. Thrawn's goal in raiding Niklon couldn't be more different than his previous engagement at Bpfassh. The raid on Niklon, and more specifically on the mining operation present in Nomad City, was designed as a heist. In order to steal the capital ships present at Sluis Van, Thrawn needed to relieve Nomad City's mining colony of its plasma jet mole miners, which were large drilling devices used in the colony's mining operations. Although Luke, Leia, and Han were present within the system as well, hoping that Lando could help hide Leia from Imperial assassins that were part of further operations led by Thrawn, the Imperial raid on Nomad City was another further success for Thrawn and his plans for Sluis Van. Despite having to contend against Han's Millennium Falcon and Luke's X-Wing, the attack on Nomad City's mining colony provided Thrawn with 51 captured mole miners, well more than half of all those present. With the successes achieved at Bpfassh and Niklon, resulting in the New Republic moving defenses away from the Sluis sector to other areas, Thrawn was ready to begin overseeing the final stage of preparations for his ultimate goal: an attack on Sluis Van and the theft of dozens of New Republic capital ships. With all the pieces in place for his plan at Sluis Van, Thrawn also bolstered his forces by turning to the Imperial Moffs for further assistance. He grew his expanding armada with additional Strike-class cruisers, Carrot-class light cruisers, and squadrons of TIE fighters. Although these additional warships were welcomed by Thrawn, the true prize was waiting for him at Sluis Van. Thrawn's plan for the New Republic shipyards would involve a stunning display of tactics. Taking advantage of the poor defenses that remained at Sluis due to his attack on Bpfassh and 2 adjacent star systems, Thrawn would utilize another important piece of technology gained from the Emperor's storehouse at Mount Tantus, a powerful new cloaking device. However, Thrawn would not attempt to cloak an entire Star Destroyer or even starfighters, as his plan involved far more deception. Instead, the Grand Admiral planned to cloak the contents within the cargo hold of a PCL-27 bulk freighter. What did Thrawn keep waiting in secret for the Sluis shipyards? The mole miners stolen from Nomad City and 40 TIE fighters that would act as escort. Thrawn planned to keep the meager New Republic defenses occupied by engaging them with his main forces, while at the same time, the freighter and its hidden contents moved closer to the heart of the shipyard. At a time of his choosing, Thrawn would then order the mole miners to depart from the freighter, take their pick of over 100 New Republic capital ships present, and then use their plasma jets to cut through the vessel's emergency escape hatches. This would then allow Thrawn's stormtroopers to flood into the warships and take control of their command centers, to be brought under Imperial control. Thrawn's initial timing of the battle couldn't have been more perfect, as his primary fleet emerged from hyperspace near the shipyards right as the mole miners and escorting TIE fighters launched from the freighter. Having made its approach hidden through the use of the cloaking device, the New Republic shipyards were taken completely by surprise, and the mole miners began breaching their targets. The battle hadn't been waged for long when Thrawn received confirmation that the scheme was proceeding exactly as planned. The boarding crews quickly overwhelmed the minimal resistance on board the warships, and before long, took possession of 39 vessels and began moving them away from the shipyards. In no time, it appeared as if Thrawn would be adding dozens of warships to his fleet, including Mon Calamari star cruisers, Nebulon B escort frigates, Dreadnought-class heavy cruisers, and Corellian corvettes. However, there was one contingency that Thrawn hadn't prepared for, one that would cost him an otherwise flawless victory. Thrawn had not planned for the unexpected attendance of Lando at the battle. Due to Lando's quick thinking upon seeing Thrawn's designs to commandeer the New Republic warships using the mole miners from his mining operation, he was able to think of a way to defend against Thrawn's plan. Understanding that the command codes of the mole miners were hardwired, and having memorized them as part of his duties on Nomad City, Lando activated them remotely. Of course, with the mole miners still inside the stolen vessels, Lando and the New Republic watched as they continued on their course and burned through the warships with their plasma cutters, thereby disabling the ships that had fallen under Imperial control. Understanding that the plan was a failure, Thrawn ordered the Imperial fleet to withdraw. Although he was ultimately denied his new warships, the Grand Admiral was relatively calm about the failure at Sluis, as in the end, the destruction of the ships meant that they were also denied to the Republic. Despite the glaring setback, Thrawn's ultimate designs for the New Republic weren't endangered, simply delayed. As we'll see, he would step up his raids on the New Republic, using the Rebellion's own strategy against them, and set his sights on a new source of warships for his ever-expanding clone army. The famed Katana fleet, a fleet of 200 Dreadnought-class warships lost by the Republic Navy prior to the Clone War. A series like this is a direct result of the support from our patrons. Thank you to all the patrons of Star Wars Reading Club for making Thrawn's reemergence and War Against the New Republic possible. If you'd like to support our work, please consider becoming a patron of the channel through Patreon for access to exclusive hangouts and book discussions. Thank you for watching, everyone, and as always, may the Force be with you.